if you make it to dinner, you are not sure if you're gonna make it to tomorrow. So in that scenario, who thinks about history? Nobody thinks about anything other than surviving, and that is why.
You're welcome. One day, I hope you can reunify with your brothers in your motherland. You know what's really interesting? Like in half the languages, it's fatherland, and half the languages, it's motherland. I've always wondered. Wait, in German, is it motherland or fatherland? I forget. I'm just curious. In America, it's definitely fatherland, right? Uncle Sam, the imagery. So it's a very interesting to see, like, but in India, it's Bhumtai, Bharat Mata. So yeah, in India, like the nation is like, yeah, it's like Bharat Mata Ki Jai. So it's definitely mother. So in German, it's father. What in Korean is it mother? Like yeah, like Mata and earth and country are all like tied together in all Indian languages. Oh my God, she's lying. Okay, that's not what the UN was doing. Oh my God.
Starving mode, even though the UN, the international organizations, begging to give food and formula to North Korean people.
No, that's not what they were doing. It comes with privatization. It's like a 1-2 punch. It's privatization, austerity, give up all your. It's like the Jakarta method, basically. And then so it's privatization, austerity. So the first thing is that they will give you food that will then they'll make you sign this seed patent agreement like they did in Iraq and then in Afghanistan, where if you're a farmer, you have to buy Monsanto seeds or else you're just gonna get sued. And then boom, you've just privatized, and then they'll start foreclosing on these little innocent illiterate farmers, maybe barely literate, but in North Korea they're probably very literate, so they probably don't want to do this. So no, she is. So basically, no, that's not a food aid scheme. That is a privatize all your farm seed scheme. And I've written an article about what they did in Iraq. So let me share that article about what they did in Iraq. And I know they did the same exact thing in Afghanistan. So I don't see why they would have done anything differently for Korea. So no, that is what a liar. They were not begging to, no, they wanted to privatize everything you own. That's different than we're gonna give you food. No. What they wanted to do is to exchange your food sovereignty for like looting everything in the country. So you should be actually very thankful for Kim Jong-il, actually. You should be very thankful that he refused to do it, because otherwise, you see, the DPRK would have looked just like Afghanistan or Iraq. This is why, like, you need to be, like, this sounds like he kept your country safe and he kept you guys going. So you did not have to live in whatever is Afghanistan right now. And that's what would have happened, because that is the entire privatization plan that they were doing. And that's why the Wall Street Journal said that it's ethical in this case, even though DPRK is not food sovereign, because it's like not, it's a hostage situation. I don't even know what, she seems viler. Like at first I thought she was just like a liar, but now she seems even worse. She's like vile. She's a vile liar.
But Kim Jong-un is just saying no to the
Kim Jong-un. No. Wait a minute. He was born in 1983. How can he say that? See, she can't even keep Kim Jong-un and Kim Jong-il separate, because he would have been 12 at that point during the long Ardeous March or whatever. Like he would have been 12. Yeah. So people in North Korea actually knew what they signed up for, and they're like, yeah, we don't want to become like Iraq or Afghan. Like they saw Afghanistan, they saw the Soviet Union disintegrate right in front of their eyes, and they're like, no, we don't want that. And so they actually chose to undergo this. I mean, not chose, but for them, that was a lesser evil. That was the Sophie's choice they made, I guess.
Food aid, because he doesn't want us to be fed.
No, he wants. Actually, you know what is the easiest thing to do is to sell your country and run away like Ashraf Ghani. It's much harder to resist imperialism like Allende, so this is utter nonsense. Because if he didn't want you to be fed, he could have totally like privatized all your seeds and let Monsanto have at it with everything, and then deindustrialized everything. Like a Yeltsin would have just like, it would have been like so easy for. And then today everyone would have been having like, Clinton would like be singing eulogies of Kim Jong-il as opposed to the demonization. So it would have been super easy to be that Yeltsin, and he didn't do that because they saw I believe in Russia, they got diphtheria and some other like really backwards disease from the 1800s back again, thanks to capitalism. So they saw that with their eyes, and they're like, meh.
So he's purposely starving the people to keep them weak so that all they think about is surviving, so they don't think about revolution.
Oh my God, really? How did Kim Il-sung come into power? Oh, right. This like revolution thingy. Because the Japanese were in power when this is the hot uncle I was talking about. Okay, and now I feel really creepy again to talk about Kim Il-sung's really hot uncle, but he is a hot uncle, right? But it's creepy now. Okay, I should do it. So this is the school. So yeah, it's kind of weird because they had to do this whole okay, so Zagreb. Okay, hold on. I will. Okay, the Zagreb. What is this? I don't know what the Zagreb method is, but okay, so I will add that as a 1 point to Zagreb. Okay, well, yeah. So somebody took off a point for having Dinamo football team. So so just so you know, yes. We can take as many days as we want to dunk on Yeltsin. He was a drunk because this is torturous. But I'm doing it.
It's a Hunger Games. It's like when I was reading this book, Hunger Games, I literally like...
Wait. She got to read the book Hunger Games, and when did she... Okay, whatever.
Oh my God, this person copied North Korea.
No. They did not.
There's a capital. You divide into 13 different districts. Capital people have everything they need. And on other provinces, their own purpose, they're being starved.
Okay, this sounds more like the United Kingdom colonialism. And a lot less like the DPRK. This is just utter nonsense.
So only thing you can think of your survivor. If you are full in your stomach, right, you're gonna start thinking about meaning of life, art, what's out there in the universe. You can do all of that higher thinking when you are full in your stomach. But when you're hungry, the only thing that matters is your hunger.
When did North Korea become what it is now? When did it shift to this totalitarian regime that's starving its people?
Jesus Christ. Never. That's the occupied Korea.
And puts people in these classifications. Like for one example, one of the classifications is if your grandfather or great grandfather committed some sort of a sin.
Like being a fascist collaborator?
You are perpetually punished for that.
What are you talking about?
everyone in your generation, your next generation, all of them are guilty.
Yeah, forever. There's no redemption.
Oh my god. Okay. What is she talking about? Really? This doesn't even. This sounds like utter nonsense. I don't. I mean, I wish this were true. Like, imagine if you got to send Donald Trump, Don Jr., and Fred Trump to a gulag. That would be so great. Imagine Chelsea. Oh my god! Imagine having no Bill Clinton and Chelsea, and what is it? There's Bill, Chelsea, and someone else who you can send all of them to a gulag. That's like heaven to me.
If the one person commits a crime in that family clan, 3 to 8 generations gotta be purged.
How many generations?
3 to 8 generations.
3 to 8.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Okay, let's do a little bit. Can we do a little bit of mathematics here? So, what is 2 to the power of 8? Is it 120? No. 128 or 60? No, 60. Is it 64 or 128? No, that's not possible because can somebody just do 2 to the power of 8 for me and confirm if it's 64 or 128? What's 2 to the power of 8? 256. Okay. 2 to the power of 8 is 256. Thank you. 64 is 8 to the power of 2 is 64. 2 to the power of 8 is 256. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's impossible because that's like, yeah, that there's so one generation is like Kim Il-sung is one generation. 2 generations is Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. 3 generations is Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un. 4 generations is Kim Jong-un's progeny. 5 is more. So no, there hasn't even been 8 generations. So this is ridiculous. And yes, 2 to the power of 8. Just like kind of, if you want to see how ridiculous it is, just kind of do 2 to the power of that so that you understand how many progenitors they're talking about. And hypothetically, if we're going to do retroactively, like for Bill, Hillary, Chelsea, and whoever, and whatever else, like I would totally be for that. But Don, Ivanka, oh my God, all of them in the gulag. Nancy Pelosi, her rapist brother who raped a 13-year-old. Yes, he did. Oh my God, they'll all be, and her Mussolini supporting father would all be in a gulag and not bothering us. And Paul Pelosi and Christine Pelosi. That sounds like a great idea. How would you do that?
Mostly commonly 3, but the people like who challenge the regime.
Like fascists? Like imperial fascists who exterminated how many Koreans did the Japanese exterminate? Let's see. It really depends on apparently how you define genocide. If it's just like how many were killed in mines, labor force, just yes. Oh my God, this is disgusting, but I will show this to you just so you know. This is the U.S. Marines. To call them comfort women is a little gross in my opinion because there are definitely not women here. This is the U.S. Marines with Korean comfort women. I mean, they're not women, but yeah. So yeah, collaborating with these people sounds like a pretty bad thing to do. Oh, yeah. They were not, they were like child slaves, exactly. To call them women is a little, I wouldn't call them women. Like most of them were definitely not women. Yeah, it's a lot like child slaves.
Or challenge the leader, then 8 generations get
8
purged.
generations.
Yeah.
And then
Clearly-
after the 8th generation, are they absolved?
No, they are gone.
They're all gone.
Because by 8 generation, you even kill the in-laws of somebody in-law. So not even the blood you get purged. if you
Wait a minute. Does she not 8 generations? What are you talking about here? This makes no mathematics. Like, see, Joe Rogan, this one he could have like totally challenged it because he was able to challenge Dave Rubin on building codes. So he could have challenged her on, wait a minute, 2 to the power of 8 is 256. That sounds a little extreme. Let's say that, so it would be 500 years ago. That sounds insane. And the Japan still has an emperor, you idiot. Okay, yes. So he could have done a better job on this one. I agree.
your cousin, somebody marrying the in-law of somebody. So there was one official who escaped. 35,000 people were purged.
What is she talking about? This is like utter nonsense. Like, one. Okay, if this is, I bet you it is some dude becoming and his battalion becoming a fascist collaborator. And yes, you should purge fascist collaborators. And there were 18.2 million Wehrmacht soldiers. So if 34, so how many? Let me just Google how many Imperial Japanese soldiers were there. That's the one thing I don't have off the top of my head is I don't have the Imperial Japanese statistics, but let's see. Okay, on August of 1945, there were 6 million Imperial Japanese soldiers. So purging 35,000 is not enough. You need to purge more because there were 6 million of them. So you needed to purge all of them. 35,000, not enough. See, this is where they always like get the they always get it wrong with the proportions. Okay.
A lot of them, 80% of them, did not even know that they were related to this person.
No, it was not about being related. Okay. If this is true, it's about like it's always this. Like if you once you get the context, you're like, oh, okay, they did the right thing.
Still asking what is to be done? Well, hit like on this video and then subscribe to our channel.